Somewhere nearby. Keep an eye on your other deck's movements as you proceed. Notice that sign, Sam? I think someone might need help. I don't know, perhaps we could lend them a hand if we have time. And when we in turn need assistance, we can always build a sign of our own. there be somewhere we can cross more easily?
Credentials verified. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders.
Aren't you? So you really came, eh? Cut straight through BT territory just to bring us our cargo. That's quite a feat. Been waiting a long time for someone like you to show up. Let's see how well you were able to handle our delivery. Looks absolutely flawless. Thank you. We'd given up all hope of ever seeing this. I'm so glad he managed to bring it in. Like everyone says, you're a man people can count on. Already put that decontamination unit to good use. The chiralium levels had really gotten out of hand, so you couldn't have come at a better time. Thanks. Anyway, go ahead and connect us with that Cupid or whatever it is.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
A chiral communications transmission. With this network at our disposal, we might be able to make our dream a reality. We want to build a world where even the weakest among us have a chance. A world where people come together to stand against those who embrace violence. Ever since the Death Stranding, this continent has been afflicted by terrible environmental changes. It was bad enough, but out of nowhere, the anomalies became a hell of a lot more dramatic. Skyrocketing levels of chiral contamination, those bloody watcher things coming out of the woodwork. Didn't realise it at the time, but the escalation of all this insanity coincided with the UCA's connection to the network and the appearance of the plate gate. The chiral network is causing instability beyond the reach of its coverage, which means the only way to fix it is to link up all of Australia. At least, that's what we here believe. To support your efforts, we've shared the data we have about the continent with your people. Information about the brigands and so on. Use it to the best of your ability. Take the bowler gun, for example. With our data, we were able to improve and refine the design of the APAC standard issue model. You can charge it now to fire projectiles with a narrower spread. Perfect for taking down hard-to-reach targets with precision. And then, there's backpack customization. We've developed a number of unique attachments that can be equipped to the stuff you might consider bringing this. Oh, and last but not least, we've patched through an out. It's an improvement that builds on the sensor's existing function. I'm sure it'll come. We're not doing any better than the use. Only difference is the presence of armed belligerents we call brigand. The brigands have been trying to. They've got an irrational They've also been seeing major earthquakes all over the. You can have your work cut out for you while you're down there. Due to our proximity to a BT area, this shelter was subject to. Said area has also been. As such, we've taken to calling the buggers Watchers. And you're gonna want to. Before I forget, there's a request I wanted to send your way. I know you're eager to hit the road and make progress, but I promise you, this is more than worth the trouble. It's a delivery for the lone commander, who lives not too far from here. He's an old ally who provided us with support for all matters military. He's also a crack shot with a sniper rifle. But after this and that, we went our separate ways. And he retired to a shelter off to the east. Can be a hard man to please, but if we could enlist his help again, I'm sure he'd provide us with all kinds of useful information. Data and schematics that might prove invaluable for your work. Especially if you're the type who likes to fight first and ask questions later. Should help us all combat the brigands a damn sight more effectively in any case. I'll filed this request as a sub-order, so check the terminal if you're interested in taking on extra work.
That was excellent work, Sam. With the government now part of the Cairo network, we've successfully completed the first step in our journey to connect all of Australia. I want to thank you for making this possible. Well done. To extend network coverage as far as West Fort Knott, our next order of business will be to link up the Western Environmental Observatory. The associated order is ready for you. This one may well place you in considerable danger, so be sure to take extra care when selecting your equipment. Access the delivery terminal here to pick up this main order and get underway.
A new sub-order is now available for you. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. This cargo has been designated breakable.
Hello, Sam. This is Charlie. To aid you in your future orders, we prepared porter suits with camel patterns tailor-made for the Australian environment. We've also provided you with a new basic porter suit with customizable colors. Moving forward, I imagine you'll want to adjust your appearance based on the terrain and your personal preferences at the time. Try experimenting with your options.
Sam, I can perform reconnaissance for you if you like. After all, there's no telling what might be waiting for us ahead.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
Oh boy! Up and away! All right, I'm coming in.
Hey!
Thank you.
I'm...
Remember to rest, Sam.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
Expecting a porter of all people to drop by. Most folks would have had Buckley's chance of making it out this far. Betting it was the government that sent you my way. They've got an eye for talent. grateful when you get a delivery this well cared for. Of all the things I never expected to receive, you bloody ripper.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I appreciate what you've done for me, really. But I'm afraid I can't agree to becoming a part of this chiral network of yours. To be frank, I don't trust you drawbridge people yet. There's also no end to the dangers in these parts. And if you haven't got what it takes to face them, you'll die like all the rest. Complete my latest order though, and I might be persuaded to reconsider. If it strikes you as an unreasonable request, you may as well go home now. There's no shame in recognizing when you're out of your depth. You gotta know what you can and can't handle if you want to survive out here. All of which is to say you shouldn't go off half-cocked and throw your life away. Are we clear?
Take care, Sam.
like you have what was requested. All that remains now is to drop it off.
Have a go at that. I'm genuinely surprised. The contents look perfect to me. You are no average porter, mate. That much is crystal clear. I suppose I ought to hold up my end of the bargain. Get out your Cupid and finish the job.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
So this is what it's like being all hooked up and wired in. At any rate, Looks like the schematics for my trusty shooter and darling little smoke grenades are in your hands now. The form is a custom design of mine. Uses tranquilizer darts. Makes a hell of a bang when fired though. So keep that in mind. Just a shame our paths couldn't have crossed sooner. Maybe this world of ours wouldn't have been so divided. And maybe my mates wouldn't have had to die. My sniper rifle. An ideal choice for those who prefer to... Bit of advice though, it's not a silenced weapon. So fire 2 clocks and don't think about any sniper worth their salt. And always in a nutshell, and finally, having left that life behind. Hey now, granted, but they are effective, and even if they do open fire, which means that even if you've alerted them with one of you properly utilised, furthermore, if you happen to have it making things, or if you're the kind of bloke who'd rather get up, I assure you, once you've learned how to use the experiment. It may sound like a bit of a yarn, but my friends and I supported to defend ourselves against those who had it ended up costing most of us our lives. You've seen what became of them. My mates are the watchers scattered all over this hill, mixed in with all the... And for what? Deep down, was it worth all the struggle? So, I left the military behind. I had to figure things out. Were we all just doomed to... Before it all went... And now, with you working with the... For all that... Righto, Sam. I know you got places to be, but an order just came in that caught my eye. Seems our friends over at the government shelter might be in a bit of strife. If you're willing to look into it, you can review the details by checking the sub-orders on the delivery terminal here. Might be a good occasion to fabricate a sniper rifle with the data I just shared, if you take my meaning. Anyway, think it over, would you?
Route creation. Delivery route finalized.
Very impressive work, Sam. Perhaps you should take a break?
definitely not alone.
A word of warning, Sam. That sniper rifle doesn't appear to be equipped with a suppressor, meaning it will make considerable noise when fired. Take care not to attract the enemy's attention.
Now leaving chiral network coverage.
Well done, Sam. That's the last of the cargo. Let's head to our destination and make the delivery.
Okay then.
Good evening, Sam. Access the delivery terminal to process your order, Sam.
Good to see you again. Well, well. We're all very... Now. This cargo is in exceptional condition. Time after time you've been there for us. You're a saint. I want you to have this data. It'll help you in your work. We've designated more materials for your use. Don't hold back on our account.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
We've got our hands on those bastards' gear now. And it's all thanks to you. With this tech, we should have no trouble whatsoever monitoring and tracking their movements from here. Also, something tells me you've earned the Lone Commander's respect. Call it a hunch, giving you more imposing aura. I reckon the Golden Fist and the Island Inventor will be keen to meet with you. You're damn right it. His skills are marksman. And not just with a rifle either. If you can find a... But the poor bloke still holds himself. The way I see it, he's a combat specialist who used to be stationed at Cape Fort Norton, which was a settlement. Anyway, he was... One time, when he heard a group of... He went out alone and took the lot of them down with his bed. I'm honestly... But if you could bring him into the chiral network, you... Strange sort of... He set up shop on an island. If you head north from here, past West Fort Norton, you'll come across a lonely... As for this, and I couldn't perhaps you'll have better luck than me if you just... This is a chiral ant. Slap it on and you... And the more of them you use, any porter ought to appreciate a piece of kit like this. I'm sure you'll be a big fan.
Order completed. Well done.
Delivery route finalized.
Order accepted. Thank you.
All ready for you.
I will always support you.
Thank you kindly. This one's for you.
Sam, look. There are wild animals nearby. Such creatures are rare and precious. Friends to be protected.
Now leaving chiral network coverage.
Get out there!
Okay.
Now entering chiral network coverage.
Good morning.
Hey there. Let me just... I wasn't expecting you to make this delivery as well. I'd say it's about time I gave you this. We've designated more materials for your use. Done?
Now displaying your current order grade.
With your help, we were able to improve. That's not an overstay. That way, you know. That sounds...
Order completed. Well done.
Get to safety, Sam. You could pass out at any moment.
You a porter? Those brigands, are they all gone? Wow, this is a relief. I was beginning to think I was done for. Give me a moment to confirm the order details. Took a few licks, but I'm glad to see you're still in one piece. We'd already written this off as lost. You've made everyone's day bringing an in. You seem like a porter we can rely on. Go on, use your Cupid to get us online. Quickly now. I'll feel a lot safer once we're all hooked up.
to do wonders for our ability to monitor chiralium levels by the plate gate, as well as keep an eye on the tar currents. More accurate data will definitely make travel safer for you and your friends aboard the DHV Magellan, too. Ever since the plate gate appeared, we've been seeing increasingly dramatic anomalies all throughout the Australian continent. Some theorise that the UCA's connection to the chiral network destabilised all areas with our coverage. But what's done is done, though. Our best bet is to follow suit and connect Australia, too. It may also serve you to know that there are 4 environmental observatories, including this one. If you can bring them all onto the network, we're confident we'll be able to calculate where and when the next plate gate will appear. Anyway, you should already have access to the data we designated for you. Now, if we could only manage to get that old road patched up and usable. Well, there's our schematic. MP shells explode on impact, and are non-lethal, and while they're not as effective as... In any case, we've also shared data. While it's only good for a few it's small profile, naturally, our last contribution, like other skeletons you may have used, it increases your maximum carrying capacity. This particular model, however, when you boost it to move faster, it'll consume that. If you find yourself running low while on the road, you'll need to use a generator, or you ought to take one. It once ran through this ring. If you scrounged up enough materials to... But it's not like we have everything you need. Just having said all that, east of this, get them operational and processing ores again. I've posted a sub-ord. We can't thank you enough. Before you go, and in recognition of this, seems you've been officially cleared to take on standard orders. Between the harsh conditions and the violent outlook, but there's no shortage of... You can review the available requests by bringing up the list via your ring terminal. You'll find a new sub-order too. We need someone to restore the mine. Bet you could benefit from having it operational as well. Anyway, thanks again for going above and beyond. Best wishes and safe travels to you, my friend.
That's some good work, Sam. The DHV Magellan's parked not too far from your position. You'll be able to pick up your next order on the ship. But before that, you should head back to your room and rest up. I imagine you're both pretty tired. You and Dolman.
About you, but I'm exhausted. Perhaps we could take a break? talking in your sleep. Kept repeating the name Amelie.
Sam, Tarman here. I'd like to brief you on this next order of yours. Once you're ready to head out, access the delivery terminal on the DHV Magellan to proceed.
So, the files say you worked with Amelie to connect everyone in the UCA to the chiral network. But that despite your best efforts, an extinction event known as the Last Stranding seemed destined to kill us all. Until Amelie found a way to put a stop to it. She single-handedly sealed off the extinction entity's beach, preventing countless BTs from invading our world, and in doing so, saved humanity. But why am I telling you this? You were there to witness it all with your own 2 eyes. And you, of all people, must know that humanity can never truly escape extinction. The ultimate goal of Drawbridge's mission is to overcome the Death Stranding. If we succeed, we will be fulfilling Amelie's dying wish. At least that's how I see it. So in order to survey an area, I have to rely on a very special power. My strength of will, you might say. The requisite focus can be rather exhausting, but I'm happy to grin and bear it since it's for your sake. So, if you deem it necessary, feel free to send me airborne as many times as you like. It won't use up any battery or chiral crystals either. All it requires is that I place my absolute faith in you. Which I do, so don't hesitate to ask for help. Why don't you try freshening up with a shower? The weapons they were wielding were impressive, and the brigands themselves were a tough, imposing bunch. You know, Sam, you can have me scout ahead if it would make your life easier. Just toss me into the middle of their camp, and I can give you a better picture of what to expect. It's not very sophisticated, but it works. Just promise you won't throw me anywhere weird. When the first APAC expedition came to Australia, the brigands saw them as invaders and rejected their overtures. They were unwilling to embrace the change that the chiral network could bring to their world. While their motives differ, I'm reminded of the Luddite movement and their violent opposition to new technologies. Brigands seem committed to not killing their enemies, at least. If only they had channeled their energies into a constructive dialogue with us. Ah, yes. Those wandering BTs we encountered, I believe people call them Watchers. A fitting name given their behavior. The way they seem to be eyeing us with such disconcerting intensity. Oof. They can't see everything, though. No, they've definitely got some blind spots. Meaning, you might be able to avoid combat by evading detection and sneaking past unnoticed.
It's okay. It's all right.
Nothing like a warm shower after a hard day's labor. Am I right, Sam? Are you all right, Sam? What was that just now? Did something happen?
Sam, about the next site we wanted you to bring online with the Cupid. It seems we have a little problem. The tar currents nearby have grown unstable. Under these conditions, it's unlikely we'll be able to establish a chiral network connection. Our scans have identified a potential cause. An unknown device located within a brigand outpost to the north of West Fort Knott. It's hardly an elegant solution, but we need you to destroy it. When you're ready, take on this main order to proceed. The client in this case is the musician. I can't wait to hear what he has to share with the network. Don't let us down, Sam.
That's the spirit. Good morning to you. Drawbridge credentials verified. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Give it your all. Order accepted. Thank you. I will always support you.
Weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
good.
Now displaying your current quarter grade.
As always, hope we can...
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
Come back again soon.
That's the place, huh?
Mine's up and running again. Time to inform the staff at the Western Environmental Observatory. Sam.
Please submit materials.
Proceed with the utmost caution.
Okay, just a bit further now.
Good day, Sam. Access the delivery terminal. Office your orders and requests.
Oh, hey, waiting for you.
Glad you could did a little restoration. The most important thing is that we got our delivery. Don't sweat the small stuff. I have a feeling this data will be of use to you. Take it, please. We're increasing your allocation of materials. Hope it makes your life.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
When operational, and with raw materials like that at your disposal, you'd have it's a good reason to restore any... Oh yeah, Northern used to be you could find... Because of the From what I understand, the rail network was pretty extensive before the I should mention that if you head north... I've shared data with you for while equipped. Even better, goes without... Be sure to...
Order completed. Well done.
Hey Sam, this is Tarman. The disruptor device we need you to disable is located in this area. You should have no trouble whatsoever destroying it using MP bullets or MP shells. Alternatively, consider getting close enough to access the device directly. You can use your ring terminal to have APAS hack into it, allowing you to disable it without resorting to brute force. Be advised though, Sam, that some of the brigands you'll encounter on site will be wearing armor protecting both their heads and bodies, and that every one of these armored units will be wielding a rod. No doubt their aim is to fortify themselves against ranged attacks, allowing them to move in and engage you at close quarters. In light of this development, we've gone ahead and added armored enemies to our VR weapons and combat training programs. This way you can experiment with various methods and find a means of dealing with them that's suited to your personal strengths. That's all the information I have for now. Review your potential routes and finalize your equipment loadout before heading out. We're counting on you, Sam.
Planning on entering enemy territory while carrying all that? With that much cargo on you, they'll spot you in no time. Why not stash your backpack and any excess equipment somewhere safe, and take only what you need for now? job, Sam. You've disabled the target. And don't forget to collect your things before moving on.
Your service in transporting this cargo is appreciated. The delivery will be assigned to another porter.
Stretch my legs. Be there in no time. Don't be afraid. Just a bit further now.
Good evening, Sam. Drawbridge credentials verified. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapon.
Hold on. You're with Drawbridge, am I right? Hope the brigands weren't too much trouble. Oh, you look okay. Glad you can make it. All right. Let's take a look at this cargo of yours. Holy crap! You really are a pro. Wait, just how many orders did you do? You're a porter machine. I'll definitely have more work for you if you want it. I've been waiting a long time for this. Okay, use your Cupid to hook me up.
This is really something. I'm part of the chiral network, which means everyone can finally listen to my songs. Then with the music player, you'll be able to set the mood for your adventures. And just like that, the world's gotten so much bigger. Yeah, looks like my weapon data has been shared with everyone too. So about the recording you brought me, it almost sounds like a whale song. But there's something off about it. I'll need more time to figure it out. Anyway, I'll send you updates via the SSS. That tar man's the one who recorded it. He said he heard it while he was out tar fishing. Have a listen. Call me crazy, but we might be dealing with something like a whale. Another interesting thing to note, creatures that hear this song make an effort to avoid the source. There's not much else I can say with confidence. However, give me some time to analyze it, and I might get you some answers. Yeah, this is way back in the day. He said I'd need to protect myself. Taught me how to use it just as well. Apparently this shines when you break it out at close range. Incorporates the latest tech as well, so it ought to pack one hell of a punch. In an ideal world, we wouldn't ever need stuff like this. But I bet it's a necessary evil for you. Do what you gotta. Yep, I can really immerse myself in my work here. Sadly, all the music I've made never gets heard by anyone else. Still, that's about to change. Because of that update I pushed you earlier, the new music player function, remember? In it, you'll find a sample of my work. When you've got the time, be it on the job or relaxing somewhere, why don't you take a listen? Gotta get going, huh? Well, hey, thank you for the help. You know, I've been wondering how those brigands got their hands on that disruptor thing. I'm just saying, they certainly don't have the know-how to build one. It's kind of worrying. Oh yeah, I had another favor I wanted to ask, if that's cool. I lost some cargo near and dear to my heart. I've tracked it to this dangerous place. The request's open to anyone willing to. Anyway, if this...
Thank you so much, Sam. I have high hopes for it. As for that strange device, it seems that its effect on the... so I think it's only... Anyway, while we've received, for one, a Tara ruck, a group of figures clad in red, and a large... Needless to say, so we can't afford to ignore them and proceed with... We've got no choice. The corresponding... I've got a feeling a difficult...
Order completed. Well done.